Welcome to the channel. This time around I'm going to do a modification to this table saw. I had a woodworking project recently. I did another bathroom makeover and I just became tired of dragging this thing, so I'm going to create some kind of wheel system for it, and that should help at least storing it, because I don't use it very much. I do mostly mechanical stuff rather than woodworking. So it's stored under the radial arm saw most of its life until I need to do something. If it's easier to get at, then it's going to be easier for me to just do these projects. Anyway, I'm going to use stuff from around the shop, once again, stuff I've salvaged or unused pieces of material, and see if I can make this thing work and make it easier to pull it in and out of this cubby hole down here. So that's the first part of this project, so let's go. I'm not going to build a full frame for it, which would probably be the strongest. This is not a heavy table saw, so I don't need something super heavy. So what I'm going to do is just build, I guess, little additions on the inside of the legs at the right angle, and I'll work around that. So I just have to get this angle here, and then I'll transpose that to a piece of scrap tubing once again. Once I got it, it's still not coming. Right there. And I'll transpose this to the square tubing and go from there. So the little blocks will be about 2 inches at the center. So I'll just mark that. And I need a square. And 2 inches. This is where I'll cut it off at the end to make the second piece. Almost 2 inches in this direction too, so no big deal. Oops. Split that in half. That's 1 inch. And then I'll just go to the center line. This is my angle. I'll cut it on this angle here. And that should give me my 2 end pieces. So this is what I ended up with 2 pieces with a square edge and the angle one. It turned out to be 80 degrees on this one. So depending on table saw, maybe different angle. And what I've done as well, I found a piece of handlebar from the old Kawasaki that they were bent when when I bought the bike. So I got these pieces that fit just fine in a salvaged rotor from the old treadmill. So I'll use that as it'll pivot. I don't know if you can see it turning, but you pivot back and forth. The tubes fit just fine here. A little bit loose, doesn't matter. This is not going anywhere. It's like in and out of the cubby hole. That's about it. And what I've done as well is I cut another piece off segment of this tubing with holes in them. The ones at an angle, I got to I guess I got to use a die grinder to elongate them a little bit to accommodate for the angle. And that'll be the one piece. Basically, this will go on the actual table saw against the leg, and this will go towards the the roller. So I got that. And the other thing I found, again from the old treadmill, is the casters that was used on this treadmill for the incline. They're super heavy duty. That thing weighed a ton, I tell you what. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to cut this off and weld it to this roller here. And that would be the basics of it. Now, the strategy for lifting it and letting it down again, I got to work that out yet. So here we go. Okay, here we go. It's mocked up, ready to weld. I'll adjust the length of the, I guess the handlebar tube once I get it all welded up. And I'll start by welding the outside pieces. And then I'll go ahead and do the adjustments as needed with the tubing. Here we have it. It's all mocked up, ready to be tested on the table saw. So let's see how that works. Actually, spins good, although it's not going to be spinning at any time. It's just going to be the pivot for the casters. I got the caster mounts done, and I'm just using magnetic 90 degrees to hold it straight on the roller. Same on the other side. So that's pretty simple stuff. I guess I'll just tack it up, mock it up, and see how that goes. But it's going to flop all over the place, of course, because there's no stops in either direction. So one little step at a time. Okay, everything's tacked in place, not fully welded. What I've done is I took a piece of the old Kawasaki handlebar again and did a tack weld on there. And what's going to happen here is, well, I'm just actually, this is part of an old heavy-duty truck clutch adjuster. I just cut the end off. I don't use it anymore. So when it's in the rolling position, it'll rest up against its crossbar. And then when you're working on it, of course, it'll be up a little higher. It'll just free float. So I think this is going to work pretty good. And next I'll have to build a little handle on the other side that'll flip out, and so I can lift it easier. So time to do the remaining of the welding, and this section here is going to be done. Well, all the final welding is done, and it's mounted on there. I'll probably put a coat of paint on it, but not too sure yet, because it's not going to go to any shows or anything. But let's see how it works here. In fact, like I say, this table saw is really light anyway. It's just cumbersome putting it in the corner. But I don't think I'll even put a handle, because it's really easy to handle. So I think I'm just going to leave it as is. And that's it for that. Success. I still have to weld a ring on the handle. The hose clamp still works, but a ring will be better. And I won't use it for something else and then go searching for it when I do need it. So I think I'll just button this up, and that's it. Well, I really like the way this thing turned out, and it's going to make my life a little easier when I do have to drag it out. Previously, before doing this, it was such a pain to get out. I avoided using the table saw at all costs because it was a pain. So, but now, since it's so easy to get out here, if I do have a small project, I can pull it out easily within a few seconds, do whatever work I have going on, and then just put it back, and it's not a real pain. Otherwise, I'm going to wear out the rubber feet on this thing, dragging across the concrete floor. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.